Now, with all of us working from home or going to school from home, having a printer at home has become a necessity. But one of the biggest challenges you have is the amount of ink that the printer consumes. So today we're going to take a look at the Epson Ecotank ET-4850. This is a very affordable printer that also has ink that goes on and on and on. We're talking 7,500 pages of black, 6,000 pages in color. That's a lot. Let's go and check it out. Now you heard it right. The Ecotank ET-4850 does have a great print cycle when it comes to how much you can print on a single load of ink. But it's not just about the ink, it's also about the speed and the quality. You're talking about 15.5 pages per minute in black, 8.5 pages per minute in color. Wi-Fi, mobile enabled, which means you can print from your phone. Network connectivity, 250 page capacity. And it basically, the amount of I would say, pages that you can print based on the ink that it basically stores is the equivalent of 90 cartridges. So if you were to do the math, this is a great value. 2 years worth of ink. That's 7,500 black prints of, let's say, black paper or black ink on paper. 6,000 in color. This is significant. I have bought ink over and over and over again. This is going to save you a lot of money, and it's going to allow you to print for a very long time. It also has fax. It also has an auto document feeder. It can print on two sides, right? So you can save paper if that's something that's really important to you, or you just want to print on both sides. And then it also has a built-in scanner. So let's go ahead and check it out, and why this is kind of one of the ones, again, I'm going to give it a double thumbs up. Highly recommend it. You don't even have to watch the whole video, but I wish you do. Let's check it out. Now, one thing that sets this printer apart from what we see on the market is obviously the ink. The ink comes in a bottle, and it is in liquid form. And I'm just going to show you how or where this ink gets stored. But you get these cartridges right here, and you're able to refill it. The nice thing about this is that you don't have to buy, like for example, all of them. You can buy black if that's what you need, because that's the one that you're going to use the most. But this is going to give you the full color spectrum for really high quality color prints. Or black and white prints. Now, all those cartridges basically get stored into this area, the bottles, right? And here's one of the cool things. We're going to go ahead and open this up, and you'll see right here that this is what looks like to be normal cartridges. And that's actually what the cartridges used to look like. Like when I think about when I used to use cartridge type ink, I would basically buy these cartridges and put it into my printers. But this is not a cartridge. This is actually a reservoir, right? So basically, you take the bottle of the ink that we had right there. I'm going to grab this one right here. This one right here. You pour it, basically you put it into, there's a little nub here that you basically put this on, and then it just, through sheer gravity, it will just bloop, 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 and go in without the sound, obviously. That was just for illustration. So this would basically go there and fill that up. And then once it's filled up, you'll see the tank right here is going to be visible, so you can see how much ink you have in place. Now, once you've done that, all you do is you close the printer and you're set to go. I'm going to go ahead and close this because it thinks that I switched the ink. We don't have to do any priming or things of that nature. Now, like we discussed, this printer does have a auto feeder on top, has a scanner for scanning documents. It will scan both sides. Over here is where your prints will come out. So this is the area that will come out. Over here is your paper, and you can see over here the paper that you can put in. That tray also comes out. I have on the side here another Epson product, which I'm a super fan of, and this is the Fast Photo document scanner, and primarily it's a photo scanner. So the neat thing about this is that while this is, I would say, not only a scanner, but great for photos, and it does it super fast, much faster than this. This printer does have the ability to scan documents at the very top. Now, it also has a really nice menu, so you're going to be able to copy, scan, print. There's some other options that you can have here on the menu that you're going to be able to work with. We're going to go ahead and get out of this for now. I like doing everything from the phone or from the actual computer. This is Wi-Fi and also can be direct connected. All right, so next we'll take a look at the app. The app has a lot of great features, and since most of us are either having phones or tablets or even computers, I find that for the most part, having a phone and being able to print directly from your phone or your tablet is super cool and also pretty common. So first of all, as you can see on the app, Combined with the actual printer that you have here, you do have a print function, you have a scan function, you have also a document capture and a copy. The cool thing about the document capture is your phone becomes the scanner. When you go into copy, it's just going to make a duplicate. You then also have presets that you can work with, and you also have your ink levels. I'm going to go into print. I'm going to choose a document that we're going to print, and I'm just going to choose from what I have on my computer, or in this case on my phone, a document that we can print. Let's check and see how fast this thing is going to print. All right, so as soon as you find your document on your phone that you're going to print, you'll be able to come to a screen like this where you can determine what type of print or what's the range of the prints that you're going to choose. I'm not going to be printing the entire document. I'm just going to be printing one page that is going to be actual text, because we want to see how fast this thing prints. And you can see that my print range is 202, size of the paper. The paper, I think for this specific, I say this is kind of like a reviewer's guide that came in. A little bit larger. I think it's a European document, so I may get a message about that. If you want to have borders or not, color, and if it's double-sided, right? So we're going to go ahead and hit print. And again, the goal with this test is to see how fast this guy is going to print. It should print pretty fast. Remember, this is going over Wi-Fi, so it's going to go via Wi-Fi, connect to the printer, which is doing right now. You can see the message coming up on the screen, and it's going to start to print. Now, this is a text print, so this will give you an idea of how fast text is going to print. And this should print pretty fast. Check that out. That's spectacular. That's really, really good. And it's done, right? So that was a print. We're going to go ahead and ignore this message because it just says that the sheet of paper is European and it doesn't match the profile. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to print a photo. So we're going to go into photos. I'm going to choose a photo that we've been working on. This is going to be a scooter photo. I'm going to hit next. And what I'm going to do is I can modify this, right? So what I can do is I can make this area probably stand out a little bit more. I'm going to have it right there. And I'm going to hit print. Now this is going to take a little bit longer, right? So here goes the print, because this is full color that we're printing. And I typically go with high quality. Now this isn't bright or photo paper. So this is standard stock white paper. And you can see that it's not the most expensive paper too, because you can even see the text going right through it. So this is probably not going to do this printer justice when it comes to the overall print quality, but I just want to show you overall what the speed looks like. So it's printing, and it should print for the most part borderless. So it's going to print up to the top of the sheet of paper. There may be some small borders on each one of the sides, but that's going to be fine. Now, keep in mind, full copy print. So this is going to be using, if it was a traditional printer, it is using a lot of ink because it is a full printout. So the phone went ahead and delivered the actual file that needs to be printed completely. And you can see here, right, so you can see the little border right here that's coming up, little border right here that's coming up, but you can see that this edge right here is fully printed. And you can start to see the overall quality. This is a spectacular printer when it comes to, being able to use this as a printer for home. Look at that, right? Now, keep in mind that we did not have color paper, like printer color paper, or a bright white, bright glossy. It would make these colors pop out more. But the one thing that should stand out is that you're printing everything. So this is a fully, I don't want to call it saturated, but every single part of the sheet of paper is being printed. And you can see how quickly this is printing. Super fast in black and white, but color, this is great. Check how spectacular that looks. Holy moly, check it out. That is beautiful. And if we were to compare it to the original, right? So that looks really, really good. Now the next thing I wanted to show you is how well does the printer scan documents, right? So if you have something that you want to scan, right, you can just put it up here, right? You get a little beep indicating that it's ready to scan. And what we're going to do is we're going to choose a copy. Now if you choose scan, you can store it on the internet or you can store it on your computer. I'm just going to do a quick copy, and it should do black and white. It's going to come up. Here's my menu. I choose copy it, and it will go through the process of pulling in that document. So one thing I wanted to highlight too is as it's bringing in this document in, you're going to see this in a second, it's pulling this in, but it's also printing at the same time. So I'm having the print take place. So typically with other printers that I've seen, it first scans the document, and then once it scans the document, it then does the print. Over here, this thing is still coming out. It just finished coming out, and look at that. The document printed almost at the same time as it was scanning. That's spectacular. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.